Yo, what is up guys? It is Skaarm, and for today's video, I'm going to be doing a video on a 10,000 coin La Liga squad. It's actually pretty meta, definitely competitive, and in my opinion, a great looking squad, especially for the price. Alright, so we have the squad right here. So first things first, we're going to start off in the goalkeeper position. You guys can already kind of tell who it is. It's going to be Jasper Cillessen. Overall, you guys can pretty much use any La Liga keeper. Now we move on to the right back spot. This is the only player not from the La Liga. However, you guys can make it a La Liga player. I will show you guys a couple alternative players that you guys can put in this position. However, of course, this is going to be Odriozola from Fiorentina. In my opinion, he's the best budget Spanish right back in the game. Of course, there are other players. Like I said, I will show you those in a second. But definitely a great option. And in my opinion, definitely worth adding in it to your squad. Alright, so these are your three options for the right back position if you guys don't want to go with Odriozola. But in terms of a budget right back, Pablo Maffeo is definitely a great option, and he is actually a La Liga card, of course. And then we have Under Kappa. Of course, he definitely looks like a great card too, especially with 88 physicality. Definitely a beast. And for the final one, it's going to be Montiel. Definitely the most pacey right back option you guys do have. He also is the most expensive between the four that I've shown you. Alright, so next up is definitely going to be one of the better center backs in the La Liga, and he's actually pretty cheap as well. That is going to be Nacho Fernandez. Definitely a great option in the center back position. You guys can just see his stats. In my opinion, looks like a fantastic player. Definitely worth adding in it to your squad. Alright, so next up is going to be Mario Hermoso from Atletico Madrid. Definitely pretty pacey, great dribbling for a center back. He also is actually a left-footed center back, which in my opinion is pretty important. Great defending stats, great physicality stats, and he's only around 1,000 coins. Alright, so the three alternatives I have listed for you guys is going to be Pau Torres, Ruben Vezo, and Longley. So they're all pretty decent options as well, but in my opinion, Pau Torres is not as good as Hermoso, and he is a left-footed center back as well, so he kind of would be the replacement for that, just not pacey enough. In terms of Vezo, of course, he is definitely the pacier of the two. Of course, this card actually does look pretty good, but in my opinion, just not as good as the other two options listed. And the third one is going to be Longley, and once again, he's missing out from the spot. So now we move on to the left back position. That is going to be Gaia. Definitely a great looking left back. I have used this card already, so I definitely can say he is actually pretty good. Definitely feels faster. He has great passing. I definitely can agree with that. Dribbling fantastic, of course. Defending, he is very good defensively. The only issue you really will have is going to be that physicality, but honestly, most fullbacks actually are pretty weak and pretty short. Alright, now in terms of the replacement pieces, of course, it's going to be with Alex Moreno. If you guys are looking for the pacier option, he is definitely better in terms of pace, that's for sure. And in terms of the final option you guys can pick for the left back position, that is going to be Yuri Berchiche. Of course, pretty similar in pace, pretty similar in passing, pretty similar in dribbling as well. In terms of defending, I would say Gaia is probably better. And in terms of physicality, Berchiche is definitely the man for you. Alright, so now that we're into the midfield, this is going to start off with Mikel Moreno. Of course, in my opinion, definitely looks like a great box-to-box midfielder. Definitely can play the CDM role very well as well. And in my opinion, definitely a must-have if you are going for a budget La Liga squad. Of course, pace overall is pretty good. Shooting, he definitely has enough to play as a box-to-box. Passing is great. Dribbling is also fantastic. Defending is actually very good as well. There's not many great defenders in terms of midfielders in the La Liga, and he is definitely an option there. And for physicality, he also is very well rounded and very good. Next up, we're going to move on to Canales. This is definitely the more attacking of the two midfielders that are going to be the box-to-box role players. So we start off with pace. Of course, this man is pretty pacey, especially in a box-to-box role. In terms of shooting, definitely better than Mikel Moreno. Passing, definitely way better than Mikel Moreno. In terms of passing, this is definitely his strongest suit, and it definitely does look very, very good. In terms of dribbling as well, it's pretty good. Defending, I mean, he could definitely defend. It definitely is enough defending stats for a box-to-box midfielder this early into the game. And in terms of physicality, I mean, it's alright, nothing too special. Alright, so now that we're looking on to the bench, of course, we're going to start off with Luis Milla. Of course, he definitely does look pretty decent overall. Everything is above a 70 on the face card. Definitely, I would go with Canales over Milla. And of course, Moreno, I don't need to compare the two. Moreno is basically all 80s, while Milla is all 70s. In terms of Soler, he definitely is a great option. If you guys want to go for him instead of Canales, you definitely can. Then we have Camavinga. You definitely can take him if you guys are looking for a more of a defensive option over Canales. I would not take him over Moreno though. And then the final option, the only reason this man is going to miss out on the team is just going to be his price. His price is around 2 to 3,000 coins, while Canales is about 1,000 coins. Other than that, I would definitely take DePaul. Next, we're going to go with Iker Munianin. Definitely did butcher that name, no doubt about that. However, in terms of a cam card or a more attacking mid, he definitely looks pretty good, especially for a budget squad. Decent pace overall. In terms of shooting, it's alright. I mean, nothing too special. However, the best part about his shooting is going to be the fact he has a finesse shot trait, outside foot shot trait, and flare trait. Those are some impressive traits to have on a starter player. In terms of passing, he's definitely very good as well. And in terms of dribbling, this is definitely his best suit, and he looks phenomenal. 91 agility, 94 balance. Great looking card overall. And for physicality, I mean, we can just skip right through that. It's not that great. Alright, and in terms of the replacements for the cam position, one of them is already in the squad. That basically just mean you guys can put Canales in the cam position and maybe put like a DePaul or a Camavinga option. And the other option I skipped over a little bit is going to be Matheus Cunha. In my opinion, Cunha definitely looks like a better second striker, definitely a more attacking threat. However, the passing and the dribbling are in favor of the latter, of course. And of course, for that reason, he has retained his spot. But Matheus Cunha is definitely a great option, and he's less than 1,000 coins, so you definitely can just go this way as well. Alright, so we start off on the right wing, and that is going to be Porto. Definitely a great looking card, very fast, great shooting, decent passing, dribbling is alright as well. I mean, it could definitely be better, and physicality is pretty good, especially with that 88 stamina. And in terms of traits, he does have finesse shot trait, which in my opinion is fantastic. In terms of alternatives, I mean, here are the options. Yes, of course, there's absolutely nothing in my opinion that is as good as Porto. Now we move on to the other wing, and that is going to be Darwin Machis. Of course, I haven't used this card personally, but wow, have I seen this guy rip apart teams in Rivals. This card is an absolute beast, definitely better than his stats do say, I can tell you that, and his stats are incredible. So that definitely does speak levels to how good this card in my opinion is. Of course, he is a 4-star, great pace, great shooting, attack positioning could definitely be better overall. Passing is pretty good. Dribbling is fantastic, agility and bounce are great and above 90. And in terms of physicality, it's not too bad either. Now in terms of replacements for the left wing position, it's going to be Christian Tello and Goncalo Guedes. Of course, I've used both these cards. In my opinion, they were pretty underwhelming. I didn't use Machis like I said, but I have seen him rip me apart. So I would not recommend these two players, but if you guys want to, of course, these are options there for your squad. Christian Tello looks pretty good overall, and Guedes definitely looks pretty good as well. Now we move in to the final position, so I might as well just show you guys the full squad, and that is going to be Morales. This guy's been a beast for basically every La Liga team in the past 3 years. He has great pace. Finishing at this stage in the game is fantastic. Passing is alright. Dribbling is pretty good as well for a striker. And physicality, I mean, it's not that good overall. But he does have outside foot shot trait, which is pretty decent. He is 4-star, high medium work rates, and right-footed. Of course, two very, very different players, and in my opinion, Morales is kind of the in-between player between the two. We have Inaki Williams, basically just pace and a 2-star weak foot. His weak foot definitely does feel better than the 2-star. Nonetheless, though, it is a 2-star weak foot. And then on the other hand, we have the tall striker, 6'4", 5-star weak foot. So definitely can shoot, but overall, in my opinion, the final verdict would be for me, Morales. So guys, that is basically the 10,000 coin La Liga squad bar Odriozola, unless you guys switch him. In my opinion, definitely a great squad, definitely can compete early on in the game. But apart from that, that is going to be the video. So please do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Peace out.